Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivajikacharya Shtotra Shri Srimad Divine Grace Hare Charanavardhana Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shrarupa Ki ISKCON Coimbatore Shrarupa Ki Nanda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Prabhupada Ki Prabhupada Nanda Ki Savadeta Bhakta Vrinda Ki all glories to some of the devotees, all glories to some of the devotees, all glories to some of the devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Guru, all glories to Shri Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 13, Text 8. Raghugrana converses with Jadabharata. Chalane kochit kantaka sarkarangri Naga Rukshur Vimana Ivaste Pade Pade Abhyantara Vagnina Tatita Kautumbika Krutyadi Vaichanaya. Please repeat. Chalane kochit kantaka sharkarangri Naga Rukshur Vimana Ivaste Pade Pade Abhyantara Vagnina Titah Kautumbika Krutyadi Vaichanaya. Chalani Kochit Kantaka Sharkarangri Nagar Rukshir Vimana Ivaste Pade Pade Abhyantara Vagnina Titah Kautumbika Krutyadi Vaichanaya. Chalani Kochit Kantaka Sharkarangri Nagar Rukshur Vimana Ivaste Pade Pade Abhyantara Vagnina Titah Kautumbika Krutyadi Vaichanaya. Chalan, wandering, Vachit, sometimes, Kandakasharkara, pierced by thorns and small stones. Angrihi, whose feet, Nagar, the hills, Aerodrome, one desiring to climb. Vimana, disappointed. Eva, like Aste, becomes. Pade, pade, step by step. Abhyantara, within the abdomen. Agnina, by the strong fire of appetite. Arditaha, being fatigued and aggrieved. Kautumbika, a person living with his family members. Udyati becomes angry by certainly Janaya at the family members. Translation and purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. Sometimes the merchant in the forest wants to climb the hills and mountains, but due to insufficient footwear, his feet are pricked by small stone fragments and the thorns on the mountain. Being pricked by them, he becomes very aggrieved. Sometimes a person who is very attached to his family becomes overwhelmed with hunger, and due to his miserable condition, he becomes furious with his family members. Therefore, the ambitious, conditioned soul wants to be very happy in this material world with his family, but he is compared to a traveler in the forest who desires to climb the hill full of thorns and small stones. As stated in the previous verse, the happiness derived from society, friendship and love is like a drop of water in the scorching heat of the desert. One may want to become very great and powerful in society, but this is like attempting to climb a hill full of thorns. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur compares one's family to high mountains. Becoming happy in their association is like a hungry man's endeavoring to climb a mountain full of thorns. Almost 99.9% of the population is unhappy in family life, despite all the attempts being made to satisfy the family members. In the Western countries, due to the dissatisfaction of the family members, there is actually no family life. There are many cases of divorce, and out of dissatisfaction, the children leave the protection of their parents. Especially in this age of Kali, family life is being reduced. Everyone is becoming self-centered because that is the law of nature. Even if one has sufficient money to maintain their family, situation is such that no one is happy in family life. Consequently, according to the Varnashrama institution, one has to retire from family life in the middle age. Panchasho Tvam Vanam Prajet. One should voluntarily retire from family life at the age of 50 and go to Vrindavana or a forest. This is recommended by Sri Prabhat Maharaj. Tatsalumanye asuravariyade hinam sada samudvignatiya asakriha hitva atmamatam grihamandakopam vanam gatavatat harimashayata. There is no benefit in transferring from one forest to another. One must go to the Vrindavana forest and take shelter of Govinda. That will make one happy. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is therefore constructing a Krishna Balarama temple to invite its members as well as outsiders to come and live peacefully in a spiritual atmosphere. That will help one become elevated to the transcendental world and return home back to Godhead. Another sentence in this verse is very significant. Kautumbika krutyati vaijanaya. When one's mind is disturbed in so many ways, He satisfies himself for becoming angry with his poor wives and children. The wife and children are naturally dependent on the father, but the father, being unable to maintain the family properly, becomes mentally distressed and therefore chastises the family members unnecessarily. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatham, Achinnatara Dravidanyasyanti Vikananam. Being disgusted with family life, one separates from the family by divorce or some other means. If one has to separate, why not separate willingly? Systematic separation is better than forced separation. Forced separation cannot make anyone happy. But by mutual consent or by the Vedic arrangement, one must separate from his family affairs at a certain age and fully depend on Krishna. This makes one's life successful. Umagyanatividandasya jnanam-jadashalakaya chakshurumilitam-dena tasmanishi purate namaha Shri Chaitanya-manobishtam sthapitam yena bhutale swayam rupa-kada-mahyam dadati swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guravo Shri Gula-pada-kamadam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Saraganagadunadam Pudam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Varijanasakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Saraganagadita Shri Vishakhantamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyapadi Paschatya Veshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This schooling is not listed here. Listed in the class. Yesterday we read about mosquitoes, crickets who are making sound and they disturb you. I was just saying this schooling is not listed in every Bhagavatham. We have had the list. Yes, we are hearing the condition of the soul in the material world. Compared to a merchant entering a forest for making profits. And the description is continuing here saying that sometimes that person who has entered the forest wants to climb the hill. But the hill is full of thorns and stones and it hurts him. Kantaka Shakkaramiti. It hurts him very much. But still he wants to climb the hill. Jagannath has also mentioned that the fact that he wants to climb the hill is he wants to get his daughters married to somebody very good. Prestige, name, that's the meaning of climbing the hill. Means something extra better than everybody is doing. I want my daughter, I want my son to get a job in America and go to the moon. It's possible. And I want my daughter to get married to that person, this person, and everybody, and they should all live happily. It's what is called a mountain. He wants to climb the mountain. Most people don't climb a mountain, they just bypass it and go in normal ground. But he wants to climb a mountain. Why? He wants to do this in his family, with his family members. But it involves a lot of pain. Even then he takes it up and he climbs the mountain. He climbs the mountain. He does not know what all is in store for him on the way. In this way he suffers. Because he has a desire, a material desire to be satisfied. I want my son, I want my daughters, my family should become famous, all my relatives should become envious of me. My daughter is here, when I ask her, well, she is in the USA, in the Europe, doing biotechnology, married, having 2 kids, her husband is working in Microsoft, and he's going to become the director very soon. Like this is mountain. For this little thrill, he is willing to take a lot of trouble. Today morning I was hearing a lecture of Prabhupada. He said that in the beginning stages, I went around asking family members, you have 4 sons, why don't you give me 1 son to help me to preach all over the world Krishna consciousness? They said no. Prabhupada said, they said no. Become devotee of Krishna. What a waste of time, what a horrible future. My gosh, they did not give. I did not. But son will go to the dogs, he will get drunk, he will become a alcoholic, he will go here, there, no, that's okay. That's okay. But he should never be Krishna conscious. Never be Krishna conscious. So, in the material world, it's very amazing. Very, very amazing. The nature and the contrary situations that people by their own effort give rise to. So, the Bhagavatam speaks in very raw language. That is why it touches your heart at a place where it's very soft and very tender. Are you not doing this? Yes, you're doing this. And then you feel very interested. Why? Who is this person who knows so much about me? The Bhagavatam knows everything about you. What's your psychology, what you're thinking, what you're planning. And it's describing you. This condition is not a story about somebody who went to the forest. It's about you inside the forest. This is the first thing you must accept. It's about you who is inside the forest. It's speaking in terms of an analogy. Don't think that it's a story even in the Bhagavatam. Don't alienate that story. It's about you. Bring it very close to yourself. It's about each one of us, lost in the forest. So the poor situation of a Grihastha is described here, and the highlights given here, Prabhupada is saying 99.9% of the population is unhappy in family life despite all the attempts being made to satisfy the family members. Satisfaction is very, very difficult. In the material world, Pushpurena Analena Cha. The more material enjoyment you get, the more you want. It burns like a fire. The more you feel, the more you burn like a fire. It lasts for more. So the Bhagavad Gita explains that the more you satisfy your family members, the more they are happy and the more they want. In this way, there is an endless cycle of you laboring very hard to provide. Previously, the Bhagavatam describes family members as plunderers who come and plunder the conditioned soul. They are all coming from previous lives, they have connection with you. You have some bank balance to be given to them. So they will come as your children, as your wife, like that, and say, smile very nicely, sweetly, and make you feel very affectionate, full of love. And then they will sweetly ask you, I want this gold chain with a diamond pendant on it. It costs only 50 lakhs. Out of your love and affection, I have to give this. In this way, they will plunder you very nicely, sweetly, smoothly. But you will not know it's plundering. You will work very, very hard. And how you are plundered, it's not that your money is taken away from you. Money you can work hard and you can get. But what are you exactly losing? You are losing the time and the chance to be worshipping Krishna, doing devotional service, which is the real aim and goal of life. You have plundered, that opportunity is taken away from you. Because of your investment, affection, love, society, friendship, love. Prabhupada is speaking about the 3 types of investments which we make. Society, we do many things because of society. Because of the demand of society. If you are not like this, society will not respect you. So everybody is working hard to be, see, I'm like that, like what you wanted. Okay, take it for you. Recognized. Appa, thank you. My gosh, I did it, I made it. But what is this standard? Who set it up? Who set it up? Why should we work hard for this standard? So these are all artificial standards set up by Maya, by society, by friendship, by so-called love. All these are disturbing to the soul and he knows it. This is not the thing that I want. It is not what that real taste that I want. But still he is forced to go behind it. So a lot is mentioned about the family. There's whole things about family. And it's mentioned Kautumbika Krutyati by Janaya. Krutyati means to get angry. Kutumba, get angry with the family and shout at them. It shows that you are excessively attached to them, that's why you are shouting at them. So it's mentioned. Why you are shouting at them? Pade pade abhyantra vagina pidaha kautumbika krutyati vaijanaya. That sometimes a person who is very attached to his family becomes overwhelmed with hunger and due to his miserable condition he becomes furious with his family members. Good family, what do they know? They are dependent on you, the wife, the children. And you come back from your home, from your office, something happened there, you lost your job. Now how can you come and tell them? Instead you come home and throw all these things and shout at them. They don't know what is happening. I thought you were going to take us out for a movie today. No, instead I am going to do this to you. Why? I will be kicked out, fired from my job. So you get angry with us. Women can get angry with you. You think I can get angry with my boss? He's too powerful. Although he is doing the wrong on me, I cannot get angry at him and I keep smiling at him. But you people are dependent on me. You are the only person I can show my anger to. Shout at them. Krutyati vai janaya. And then after that you regret that. Why did I do that? This way you get roasted and toasted nicely. Not knowing how to behave, what to do, what not to do. See? Family. At the same time, the family provides you great sustenance, gives you security, emotional security, especially for all the children, the wife, the parents and everybody. The family is a scientific design in the Varnashram. You have huge families and the more they are huge, the more secure they become, very nicely live. And that family is a unit of society. In society there are many such families and each one of them is getting deep internal security from there. But the only mistake is if they utilize that security and worship Krishna, worship God, then they become very happy. But the problem is they will use that security and all together have sensory application, forget God. Then starts the problem. Then all these things will happen. If you actually, in the family, know how to use it, the situation, the security, the material security, the emotional security, the social security, all that you get from your family, if you utilize it nicely as a launching pad for you to go back to Krishna, then you were very smart. You used a nice material facility and did the main business in life. Chant Hare Krishna, render service together. That's why a family is the best way to become Krishna conscious, actually, provided you know how to utilize that situation. A family that prays together, stays together. That you heard, very popular saying. A family that prays together, stays together. If you keep Krishna in the center and do Harinama Sankirtan, read Bhagavatam, offer your preparation to Krishna, eat it as prasadam, hear the Bhagavatam and render service to Krishna, you see that family become a very closely knit family, materially very powerful, spiritually also advancing. This is a unit of the amazing. People don't utilize the facilities properly. People are so low culture. Culture means utilizing the resources that Krishna has given properly. The nature around you, the hills, the valleys, the rivers, the sea, the sky, the rain, the flowers, fruits, trees, other animals, all of them live in harmony with Krishna's arrangement. Except the human being. His disharmony is the reason for everybody else suffering and for himself suffering. Why? It doesn't utilize it properly. It doesn't use his family properly, it doesn't use himself properly. He won't use the material nature properly. This is the conditioned soul in Kali Yuga. Very stupid. He will spoil his own habitat. He will spoil his own security. Everything he will spoil because he is not at all intelligent. He is not educated. But he may get even Nobel Prize, he may get many patents, he may get all these things. But he will be very sad and unhappy inside. Why? Does not to manage himself. Therefore does not to manage the family. Therefore does not to manage the situation outside in society. But this nobody is getting up and telling this is what you are doing. So the family stays nicely. Little culture, keeping Krishna in center. Automatically culture will rise and the family index will go up. Family index means your security, your culture, your emotional security, all of them. And you grow as a nice individual. This is what is the Krishna consciousness movement. You don't have to join the temple full time. Right? You can remain in a family and you can make that family a nice temple wherein everybody is happily serving Krishna with very good material facility, material understanding and this. So, if you read the definition of a family, you will see that family is a group of persons together who stay together and help each other for growth, sustenance, emotional security and everything together, and they have a very good understanding together. You see the social definition of family. Of course, the Christians also will give you a definition of family. God has given you the gift of the family so that you can remember Him. Let's speak a little more about family. Means about Krishna consciousness, about God consciousness. They'll make it God-oriented family. Otherwise, it's useless. So, family, what has happened in Kali Yuga is, they call it nuclear family. Nuclear family means minimum only one child. That one child also difficulty. There are 28% of the married people in America, I think it's 28% or even more, are all single parents. Either divorced and the child is with the father or the child is with the mother. Mostly the child is with the mother. Single parents are so many because they can't stay together even with one child. Yes, they can't stay together, they can't tolerate each other. It's impossible to remain in a family. So the large multi-generational family or joint family as we call it in India. My grandfather was there, my grandfather's grandchildren are there. There are many different types of relatives. And it provides a great padding for any one person who is there as a grandchild. He gets so much security. He can go and run to his grandparents, he can run to his parents, he can go to his uncles, he can go to his aunties. So wide range of cushion that everywhere he can remain very comfortable. So if he has some complaint with so and so, he can go and complain this side, and that will be sorted out. Then on that side, the same. If he had a fight with his father, he go and complain to the grandfather. And the grandfather will call his son and tell, "Anda, why are you doing this? So get out of it." So everywhere there is padding, cushioning, and your life is very well protected, and you grow in that situation. And if it is all Krishna conscious family, you can imagine how much more it will be. Safe. So that is the original plan. Varnashrama means that you have all these joint family situations, and everybody is looked after. Somehow or the other, everybody is looked after. Emotionally, spiritually, physically, everything. That is the great. You don't have to take life insurance, you don't have to take health insurance and all that. You know why life insurance and health insurance came to be? Because the family structure broke down. Family structure broke down. So other type of things you need. Money is the greatest security for most people now. And although they have all the money in the world, they are still very insecure. They are still very insecure. So people don't know what is it that takes, what takes. But in the culture of Varnashrama, you will see what is valuable is interpersonal relationships. This is a study done in Harvard for 3 generations of lives. Same people they follow, families. And they found out almost always that what makes me happy is all the mixing together and the family and the relationships and the friends and everything together. That is the greatest happiest moment. And there is growth, there is security, there is fun, entertainment, there is learning. Everything happens there in that situation. So these are not simply ordinary things. A family unit, and inside the Varnashrama means many such families. So Grihastha life is a very, very responsible life. Very responsible life. And especially in Krishna consciousness, we must enter there and provide the security for children. It's not that you get married and don't have children. I was just listening to the fertility rates in the world has dropped down. You know what it means. It's a popular video where you see it. But the Muslims have the highest fertility rates, 6.7 from highest ones to the lowest is like 0.8. Means they have 0.8 children per couple. And if you want to perpetuate your race, which will be minimum 2.1, otherwise the race will die. In Finland, when I joined the movement in Finland, they had done a study and found that most of the people get married and don't have children. Because they're very busy with their profession and this and that, husband and wife. And they feel who's going to spend time with me after kid, diapers and cleaning the water and this and that. No, I have to work in a corporate structure and I'm going to be a multi-analyst and data analyst and da. Who couldn't sit and wipe some diapers? The value is not there for that. But what happened after 2-3 generations, they found nobody else is there after me. Then they said the Finnish race is finished. Finnish race is finished. Then they started paying a lot of attention to kids and education and they really put money into it. Hey, we will kill children. Hare, we will be finished. Suddenly they woke up. Then everybody knew that the Muslims are very intelligent, Baba. They have more than 2-3 wives each. And from each of them they have at least 4-5 children. I knew about one of my devotees from Kerala in the past, very long back. I thought he's just bluffing, he doesn't know what he's talking. He said, my great-grandfather has 100 children. I said, how is it possible? Because I was thinking in my mind, even if you have 2 wives, how is it possible? Later he told me 12 wives he had. From each wife he had almost 10 children. I said, how is that? He said, Brahmana, number 3. Having so many affairs with so many people. Huge family. The meaning of the word Grahastha, getting married means producing children. Procreation. So if you don't have minimum 2 children, your parampara will die. How dangerous this is. So I was trying to say, in the Indian government also I saw the Union Minister speaking about it, saying that we must now, the Hindus must make sure that every married couple has minimum 3 children. It's a responsibility to keep up the Hindu race. Because the Muslims are doing so much. Because the future will be there, next generation will not be there, they will be there. So this is, we never thought about it. I think also Krishna consciousness, devotees, ISKCON has to spread our grahastha should have minimum 3 children. What do you think about that? They should have 3 children, otherwise why are you entering grahastha life? Right? It's a duty to produce children who will all become devotees. That's why you enter grahastha life. What? Yes or no? Yeah. Because when I became sannyasi, nowadays in ISKCON, if you want to be a sannyasi, so many interviews, you have to pass an exam, you will be grilled like nothing. Are you sure? You are this, you are that, this, what, anything in your history that shows that you are not fit to be a sannyasi. Are you good at preaching? You know to make a group of devotees and lead them into preaching. You have got this capacity that will grill you like nothing. Right? Similarly, when you want to join somebody, I want to join as a brahmachari in the ashram, you are going on training for 2 years as a new bhakta, and you are watching very carefully to correct him, educate him, and then you will induct him inside. And after inducting him inside, you will wait for some time to see, are you interested in getting into grahastha life? No, I joined the temple to be lifelong unmarried. Then you have to prove yourself before you get given a saffron cloth. So that you are not interested. So similarly, I was saying for grahasthas also, you should say, you want to get married, you must minimum produce 3 kids. You must, otherwise what is the meaning of grahastha life responsibility? It's not that you will invite all the sadhus and cook nice prasadam for them and get all their blessings, and then I will give donation to the temple. All that you have to do anyway. That's not the point. The main point is, if you are getting married, you must have children. Then only you can make something called a family. Nuclear family, 1 child, 2 of us, we both go to work, child will be looked after by this thing, or we'll put her in the child care center or something. And then evening will come, how are you? So nice, I bought for you a candy. That's all. Mother is gone. Every day she'll come and give some candy or say hey and all that. Father will come and say something else and give her a gift. The rest of the time the nanny will be looking at her. My nanny, when nobody is there, will give us slap. Shut up. I just want my pay. So the child grows without any affection, without any love, without anything. So Prabhupada is saying here very nicely that whatever you may do in Kali Yuga, if you don't prepare yourself Krishna consciously or contribute to Krishna consciousness for other living entities, then it is very difficult to actually maintain your consciousness, maintain your Krishna consciousness, maintain your family life and everything. It's very important for us to know the responsibilities in Varnashrama. And family, very important unit. In fact, the Krishna consciousness movement is made up. The great strength for the Krishna consciousness movement is through the grahasthas in the congregation and the brahmacharis in the ashram. And there are the sannyasis who are very few normally. And in this way, Prabhupada has designed a system where you can have a powerful, large family. The Krishna conscious family community gets together and become very powerful in terms of security, in terms of being able to show model to society. That in society people will think these people are very happy, they are together, they have an ideology, they have a common principle, they keep God in the center, they worship. I also like to join them because there is security there. In this way you will attract. This is Prabhupada's plan. This is Prabhupada's plan. That's why we are encouraging that You don't have to do this, but you can be a grahastha. And you can render the duties in grahastha life also. There are duties in grahastha life. Doesn't mean grahastha life means you got a license to do whatever you want. No. As much as a sannyasi, as much as the brahmachari, the grahastha also has got a duty to maintain a Krishna conscious family, to produce children, to look after them, to direct them properly, to give education to them, and to live in the association of other families without envy, lust, greed, anger, all that. In this way you culture yourself. That's where the culturing occurs. That is where you grow. Because people will tell you that is wrong, that's not the way to do it, this is the way to do it, oh I'm sorry. In this way you shape yourself up. Because of the peer pressure you have in the family members. Right? And this pressure is not coming like the outside world pressure that you don't have money, your daughter is not married to so and so, your son is not in America. That type of peer pressure is over there. Here we have pressure of how Krishna conscious are you? How much seva do you do for Krishna? Right? That becomes the main measuring. How happy you are in Krishna consciousness within your family life. So these are very, very vital and important. And then Prabhupada is saying something amazing here. He's saying that if you actually want to separate from your wife, recommending divorce here actually, almost very interesting. He's saying that if you want to separate from your wife, separate willingly, with mutual consent. If you read it carefully, you know. With mutual consent, you separate. Sorry, 13. Chapter 13. Did you hear that? Did you hear that while I was reading the book? I was concerned. See. Achinnadra Dara Dravina Yasyanti Irikanam. Being disgusted with family, if one separates from the family by divorce or some other means. If one has to separate, why not separate willingly? Why not separate willingly? Systematic separation is better than forced separation. Forced separation cannot make anyone happy, but by mutual consent or by the Vedic arrangement, one must separate from his family. What does it mean? What does it mean here? Divorce does not mean only wife will be divorced. Divorce means you divorce yourself of family life. Divorce everything. Why only wife? It's recommended here to divorce everything. Not that you divorce only a wife and look for another wife. Get married again and again divorce. So some people are doing regularly. Because Prabhupada is saying, divorce you must. Not only wife, everything you should divorce. Panchachoto manam raje. 50 years old you become, go to the forest. Divorce everything. Yo uddishchadan darasutan. Sukrit rajya prati spishah juho yuvaiva manavat uttama shloka lasah. Dushjajan, tyajan means to give up. What did he give up? Dara Sutan. Dara means wife. Suta means your children. Sukrit rajyam prati spishah. Sukrit means all your good friends. Rajyam means your own kingdom. The treasury, the army, the wives, all sorts of citizens and everything that you have. Kriti Sprishah, what is very close to your heart. Jugo Yuvaiva Madavat Uttama Shlokalalasa. Just like passing stool and walking away without feeling that I lost stool, I should preserve it. You don't think like that, right? Stool is stool, it has to be washed off. It should be drained off. Like that, Bharata Maharaj gave up his whole family, wife, treasury, kingdom, everything, and just walked off. Uttama Shloka Lalasa. Why? Agreed to achieve Krishna. This he divorced. Officially he divorced. This is what is called divorce in the Vedic system. People can divorce, we agree with divorce, but we have a different understanding of divorce. Divorce means not only wife. Nowadays it means divorce means only wife. Here, according to Vedic custom, Prabhupada is saying, you divorce according to Vedic tradition. Give up everything, not only wife. You know, the money divorce. I have never heard of this type of divorce. I thought I'll divorce one lady and get married to another one. No, consider it very irresponsible. Very irresponsible. But the Vedic literature will allow you to get married to another wife if you want and keep another family and produce children and maintain them also. Actually. But never that you will be irresponsible at any time and refuse to look after somebody's health. What is the meaning of divorce, really speaking? It's, they get married in a huge marriage ceremony and they call the Raja and the priest together who comes with 3 stripes on his forehead with all sorts of things on his head and everything and chants all the mantra. He invokes all the demigods and everybody blessings and everything. All families come together very nicely. They observe all the karmas together. Because they don't know what is happening, what mantra is being chanted. Very intricate things he's making you promise. And he's invoking all the demigods, Surya, Chandra, Vayu, Agni, everybody. You are a witness to this. We both are getting married. Vivaha Samskara is happening. Bless us. We will stay together till death do us apart. According to the Christian church, when they get married, they're very good. Till death do us apart, they will remain together. Even they don't speak about divorce. Nothing called divorce is there. Once you are married with the Sakshi, the witness of all the demigods and everybody, there's nothing called divorce. After all these great elaborate wedding, Vedic ritual and Karmakanda ritual and everything together, after 3 years, they'll go to the court and they'll divorce. There is no demigod required, no homa required, no yajna required, nothing. Hare, how can you divorce? Just by going to some fellow and telling, okay, sign here, sign. From today I'm not here, I'm not your husband and wife. I'm not husband and wife. What nonsense. You got married, why did you spend so much money getting married then? You should have also gone and signed and got married. Right? So they could have easily separated, same with another signature. You got married in a regular, committed way. There is nothing called divorce. There's only one thing called divorce. Leave everything and go. Manam gato parimashrayata. Tat sadhu manye asurvajyati. Now, Krishna, Prabhupada is explaining what Prahlad Maharaj told his father. Kitva mapatam grihamanda kupam panam gato tat parimashrayata. Why are you living in this grahastha life now? Anda kupam and screaming, yelling and worried and anxious, always like this. Go to the forest, to Vrindavana. Tat harim ashriyata, ekshadra harim. He told me this to the father. So, you can divorce yourself for everything and take shelter of harim, which is the purpose of life. Divorce is a very important topic in the Krishna consciousness life. You must divorce at some point of time and leave everything and go to the shelter of Krishna only. This is what we understand by divorce. A male member at least is allowed to go vanaprastha, then become a sannyasi, and then go back to Godhead. Even a lady, she also leaves the family and stays in a holy place, or sometimes and becomes a person who is interested only in executing Krishna consciousness. When the Pandavas left, Yudhishthira Maharaj left without telling anybody in the family. One fine day, he took some old rags, clothes or something, took a ganda in his hand, left everything, put his great grandson of Krishna, Vajranava, as king, and installed Parikshit Maharaj also as king, and left. Didn't even tell Bhima, Arjuna or anybody. Didn't even tell Draupadi. He simply left. Bhima and Arjuna came to know he is missing, then they knew that he has left. He has divorced. He has divorced and gone. I am also going. They said Bhima and Arjuna also left without telling Draupadi, Kunti, nobody. Didn't tell mother, didn't tell wife, didn't tell children. Left. And all the Nakula Sahadev also left. Hearing that. All Pandavas gone to the forest. Not together, one after the other. They lived together all along. But by renouncing, divorcing and going, they left on their own. Each one is on their own. Hearing that Kunti and Draupadi together looked at each other, they also left everything in it. It's time for us also to go and completely be absorbed in Krishna. They also went. This is divorce. Everybody should divorce at some point of time in their life. Divorce is not a taboo word. Divorce does not mean only giving up your wife. Divorce means giving up everything. Go to Krishna. So in the Krishna conscious moment we encourage divorce. Just that we understand divorce differently. Right? We understand divorce differently. Of course, nowadays you will see you have all sorts of situations in Kali Yuga. Like I told you, single mothers, single father with kids. You have rarely joint family. I read that about 4 to 5% of the population is in joint families. It means more than 95% of the population is more like nuclear families together. And there are a lot of other difficulties. It's not that, fertility rates going down and all I spoke about, that people are finding it difficult to conceive a child. Many couples are finding it difficult to conceive a child because of all the stress they go through in their professional life and everything. Because that's not at all conducive for family life. The type of profession you do, the type of work that you do. So many things in Kali Yuga are very bad. It's a great boom that Bhakti Swami has started this lifestyle of Krishna conscious communities, and where people can actually utilize that framework and have internal growth, external growth, and become gradually situated, fixed in Krishna consciousness, and live a reasonably good family life without great expectations. So here we are trying to endeavor for many years to start a small school where all the children of our family members can be educated. Right from the young itself, we can put Krishna conscious ideas into them. They will take it. Whatever you give them in their head, because they're so dependent small kids, whatever you say they listen. Whatever they say you're doing, you do that. Right? Nowadays I'm hearing even in our place here, all sorts of things going on in schools. I heard you have teachers peddling drugs to the students. And students forming small gangs in schools and colleges and becoming agents for peddling drugs. Because they get a big kickback. They get huge money which they also get into many other matters. Many things are going on. This is Kali Yuga. You can't think that you can send your child to some school and then close your eyes like a ostrich burying its head in the sand. Everything will be alright. One fine day from the factory or school, my son will come out in flying colors and he will fly off to some university. It doesn't happen like that. Sons don't come in flying colors. Right? He comes in flying colors.
He has become, some addict for something, or he's gone to all sorts of other things. Becomes a weakling. Why? Because you didn't do your job of sitting with the child, educating the child, spending time, showing love and affection, and growing him nicely in a subtle body. You did not do that. Because you did not do that, and you divorced him right from a very young age because you are very interested in your career or whatever it is. This is what happened to the kid whom you are supposed to bring into this world, secure him, teach him, educate him, make him Krishna conscious, and make it possible for him to go back to Godhead. That's your duty as a parent. Instead, you outsource that whole work to somebody else, something called institution, and they will spoil it because they are not interested in your child. They are interested in making money out of your child and getting some name. for themselves. So in this way, things become very complicated. And therefore we want to actually, in the Krishna conscious communities, show ideal Grahastha life to the extent that's possible, and show how we can actually model education for children. And in this way, create generations of people who will actually perpetuate this Krishna conscious family, Krishna conscious education for children. And in this way, gradually we can take over the whole place. These are very foundational and these are very deep and very important. If you don't attend to these things, you will never grow. It looks like you're growing, some little success, some flashes here and there, but there will be no growth. This is the meaning of Krishna conscious growth. This is the meaning of, so the community, a family, education for kids, very, very vital and important. So Prabhupada is commenting extensively on these things in the purports. I thought I'll share this with you and how you can also think about this very deeply and how we can actually shape a community that will give shelter to children, to women, to aged people and to youngsters. And there'll be a whole community of all sorts of people with a central focus on becoming Krishna conscious. If members decide together and make a decision and stick to it, it is possible to do it. You'll be very surprised if you Google and see the Amish community. More than, I think, 250, 300 years old. They are off the grid. They don't live in the cities. I saw them in Boston somewhere. They told me, yeah, these people are the Amish. When we were traveling in the car on the outskirts, they go on horse buggies. Even today, everything is manufactured by them only inside their community. They don't come out for anything. They have their own cattle, their own milk, their own cheese, their own manufacture of wheels, this, farming, everything they do themselves. They have long beards like this. They wear some black clothing. They do clothes, everything they do themselves. Whole industry, operation, everything together. But not for this economy and money and everything. They have their church. There are Christians. They pray very nicely. Each family, minimum 9 to 10 children. Husband and wife. 9 to 12 children in family. You can see this. Google it and see it. And it's very wonderful community. So many. They're 250 years old. The same principle. They look after themselves. There's no industry, work, trade, make money, economy, the GDP and all that, nothing. Everything is transferred into value for the sake of the family and for the community together. Everybody looks after each other. This is the exact model that prevailed during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time. This is the thing that prevailed when Krishna came to Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, everybody was living like this only. Vrindavan, of course, is peak consciousness. Everybody is fully Krishna conscious. But similar villages lasted, where people will have one temple, there will be Krishna worshipped, and all of them will serve the Lord together. They'll get up early in the morning, come for Mangalarati, evening they'll sit in here, Ramayana, there'll be drama, music, everything. They'll go to sleep by 8 o'clock, 7:30, and they'll get up early in the morning, go to the field to do just some 2-3 hours, some little agriculture they'll do. They'll get fruits, vegetables, everything. Very less work they'll do, no anxiety, nothing. Whole day serving the Lord and looking after each other, spending time with each other, and they're very intimately related. This Amish community you can see, it's started by Dr. Amish, very old. It's 250, 300 years old community. So it's not that it's not possible to do. Even with a material perspective, it's possible to do. But these are religious people. They keep church in the center and everybody attends the church. They have mass, they have senior people, they have all sorts of things inside. Everything that you need. But you won't see them in the city at all. They don't like to come to the city at all. Rarely you'll see them. So it's not that it is not happening. There are many indigenous communities even now here and there a little bit. They don't like to come out and mix with the rest of the world. And they may not even be Krishna conscious in the sense that we are talking about. How much more is possible then with Krishna in the center and with the whole Krishna conscious understanding? Definitely you can. have a community of devotees looking after each other with Krishna in the center. So this is called Daivi Varnashrama that Prabhupada wanted to introduce very much. In the future, we hope that we will have our own farmland and we'll produce our own food and we don't have to depend. This is what Prabhupada wanted us to do. So all these things that Prabhupada is speaking in the purport, they are not impractical things. They are very, very practical and very doable. They are very doable. This is the way we should live, in harmony with nature and the resources that Krishna has given us, keeping Krishna in the center, a minimalist life. Don't complicate your life too much with too many things. The only thing you should focus on is chanting of the holy name, reading the Bhagavad Gita, talking about it to others, worshipping Krishna, and living together with devotees with service. This itself will keep you very busy. Very, very busy and relaxed and happy. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki, Nittai Gaura Premanande. Any question or comment? Yeah. Can you give him the mic? I think there is a mic here.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Able to hear me?
Yeah.
First of all, thanks for the session, Maharaj. The things you're actually telling me at some point of time, like how the Finland, the race is slowly decreasing because of people are not into family oriented and all those things. I would like to, that's a recent study made in a scientific thing. I just wanted to highlight something like they found recently in the last 166 million years in the mammal species, they considered humans also as a part of mammal species, that the Y chromosome is slowly reducing. They told that like around 1438 genes are supposed to be there in a Y chromosome, but today there are only 55. If it goes in the same way, the male species itself will get erased out of the in another 4.6 million years. Like when you're talking about a particular race going out, like I'm saying entire male species itself in another 4.6 years, it will go away. That's one study. And they've even proved it in a small white spiny rat. The male is completely gone already. It's like there is a new species that is coming out of the female, which is giving birth to the child, and it is not actually a male, it seems. And even the testosterone levels of the human, and from 1980 onwards, 1% is decreasing every year. So that is also reducing to make male not actually being a male. And we can today see actually men are not actually acting like men, and so many. This they are actually backing up by saying today's lifestyle itself is not more physical and more of mental, and so some of these anomalies I wanted to bring it, like when you said like a particular Finland is going, I'm saying sorry, in the entire human species the male itself will go away if the entire lifestyle keeps going.
Actually everything will go away in Pralaya. That is also mentioned. You don't have to research it. It's mentioned, Bhutva Bhutva Pralayate Ratri Agame Avashappartha Prabhavati Agara Agame. Krishna is mentioning in the Bhagavad Gita. We don't have to research it so much. You'll get some more details of testosterone and chromosomes and DNAs are reducing and all that. But it is already mentioned that everything will disappear because there will be Pralaya. And it will be recreated. That nobody can mention about that here through your research. But it's mentioned, true, I agree with that. These are all symptoms of the end coming close. We are already in Kali Yuga, so there will be partial devastation and the end of Kali, and Sati Yuga there will be creation again happening. And it happens regularly for Brahma. So Brahma is a great scientist, and I think that it is fitting very much into what is mentioned in the Vedic literature. Thank you for that information. Yeah, anybody else has got any question or comment? No? Okay. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.